What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
Trying to see if anybody with me. I need to figure out how to see my comments. I have zero idea how to see any of the comments. All right, there we go. I can see on my phone, but I still can't see on the computer. Let me see. There we go. Now I can see. All right, so guys, I want to talk about self-improvement. The whole thing that I'm on right now. I'd like to hear from everybody and find out what is it that you think getting in the way of you being able to accomplish whatever goals you might have. What do you think is some things that prevent a large majority of people from accomplishing their goals? That's the topic at hand today. I'm echoing. Hold on. What about now? Still echo? Give me 1 second. Still an echo? Hey, there we go. We in All right, man, so what I want to know is, what do you guys think are some of the problems preventing people from being able to accomplish their goals? That's the topic at hand today. Any ideas on this? I'd say that a lot of people get into so many different things that can ultimately stop them from accomplishing whatever goals they might have. I am hearing myself, and it is fucking me up. Hold on. Yeah, self-doubt is a big one, Smash. Self-doubt is a really big one. I think where a lot of people go wrong on this is that they try to put it off on like 30 different things, right? So they'll have like 30 different things that could be the reason why they're not accomplishing their goals, but they'll latch on to one of those. So it's always like it's just so difficult, right? And yeah, it can be something that's just difficult, right? But people don't ask the why. No one drills the why enough. I think is ultimately a big reason why a lot of people fail at accomplishing certain goals. Because the easy stuff is easy. It's easy. Damn, I'm echoing again. What about now? Better? Echo. What about now? Still an echo? Oh, damn, this shit's horrible. All right, hold on. Let me try something. What about now? Good? No echo. All right. All right, great. So as I was saying, I'd say a lot of what hurts people whenever they're trying to figure out or trying to accomplish a goal, right, is the main thing is that they can't isolate what it is that's making them bad or what it is that's preventing them from accomplishing their goals. And I'd say that that's what, or they latch on to the wrong thing. So far, how am I doing? Any disagreements, anything of that nature so far? I made it worse. Look, man, can y'all niggas make up y'all mind, man? Is it good or is it bad? Man, I fucked up, but no. Is the echo back? Echo, echo, echo. What about now? Echo? All right, is there still an echo? Now, echo? All right, I'm good. Great. Shit. Man, this shit is difficult, man. Somebody tell Lucas, man, I really respect him, man, because this shit is definitely difficult to do. All right, so I'm gonna open up the Discord, and you guys can come on and let me know what you think a lot of the issues standing in the way of goal accomplishment is. I'm not gonna do it just yet. Just want to dive into it a little bit more before I open it up. So one of the major problems that I see is that people will look at a task as if it's insurmountable. And anytime you look at something and say it can't be done, well, you're right. The person that says that they can and the person that says that they can't are usually both right. So with that understanding, I'd say that what you need to do is you need to drill down the why. Echo again? Now? Y'all niggas have a delay. Y'all have a delay. I'm trolling y'all. Y'all motherfuckers on the delay, and I'm trolling y'all. Ain't this about a bitch? Y'all niggas are horrible, bro. I'm trolling you. Damn. Alright. Yeah, that echo is fucking horrible. Give me a second. Give me a second.
All right, what about now? Now it should be good. Now it should be good. Can y'all hear me now? Is it no echo now? Alright, thank you. Y'all niggas are horrible, bro. Fucking horrible. Alright. So, like I was saying, man. I got it, man. I'm gonna leave it alone. Shit. Like I was saying, man, I think a large part of what hurts a lot of people when they're trying to accomplish a goal is that they're looking at multiple different things, right? And it might just seem like an insurmountable task, when if you break it down into pieces, oftentimes you'll find that it's much easier to accomplish, right? For instance, like a week or so ago, I decided, I said, I'm going to get monetized on YouTube. I'm going to, do this and do that. And it seemed like a pretty daunting task at the time, right? But I continued down the rabbit hole, and eventually it wasn't that difficult. It turned out to be pretty fucking easy to get monetized, get subscribers, all of that good stuff, right? But to a lot of people, that's a task that seems really daunting, right? It seems like it's a lot to overcome. My whole point in saying this is just that if you break things down into pieces, right? Like I had like 3 different things that I had to do, right? But if I'm looking at it as if it's all one task, then yeah, it's gonna be extremely difficult. Give me 1 second. I am adding some stuff to the chat right now, and then we're gonna go to the Discord. Just a note, the lobby, you need to have your camera on if you're gonna be in the live stream. Camera on. All right. It should now have the ability to do supers and all of that stuff too. Not that I'm expecting any this first go around or none of that. Going to the Discord now. All right. I'm on the Discord. If anyone would like to join, you're welcome to join the Discord. Give me 1 second. How do I make this shit smaller? All right, great. I guess that's as good as it's getting. All right, we got Saber in here so far. Saber, can you say something? Trying to see if we're catching you. I ain't catch any of that. I'm certain they didn't either. Yeah, you on mute, Saber. All right, there you go. Now you can talk.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. How you doing?
All right, man. Could be a little bit richer.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, man. So, what do you think are some of the things that stand in the way of people accomplishing their goals? By the way, for any of you that aren't tracking, you can join the panel by going to the Discord, pretty much. Just go to the Discord server. You can join the panel if you want. Everyone's welcome in the live stream.
All right. So, I think one of the first things that hurt people is like self-doubt and peer pressure, right? Like that's a big problem that happens for a lot of us. It's self-doubt and peer pressure.
You think self-doubt and peer pressure are the biggest things in the way of people accomplishing their goals?
Yeah, because first you have if you have the wrong people around you, they'll keep you from accomplishing your goals. You know, the crab in the barrel kind of mentality. But then once you get past that, it's the fact of whether you believe you deserve it or you believe you can do it or not, right? That's a huge problem that I've seen. I think a lot of people have. I mean, I personally had to overcome that same kind of thing to get where I'm at. And I'm not like some fucking rich guy or something like that, but like just to become, be able to take care of myself and be financially independent and be able to, live the life I want to live. Self-doubt and peer pressure. Because once you get past the peer pressure and you say, okay, that doesn't mean shit, right? Then you got to think about the demons inside of your head that are telling you every day, like, hey man, just take it easy. Hey man, you don't have to do that. Something like that. And like that shit will fucking mess with you more than peer pressure will.
So I'd say that self-doubt is a big one. Right, but that one's easy to overcome, right? An easy way to overcome self-doubt whenever you're looking at trying to accomplish a task or something of that nature is to look at that task being accomplished. Look at it being accomplished by someone that you don't consider your better, right? So a lot of people will be like, oh, I want to be a millionaire, right? But then their representation or the person that they're going to try to go and look at is going to be someone that's exceptional in comparison to pretty much everyone. That's going to make that pretty difficult to pattern yourself after that person.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying? Or look at it as a task that's actually accomplishable.
Well, see, what when I say like the self-doubt is because, depending on where you grew up and depending on who you had around you when you were growing up, like maybe you grew up in a family like me where most people didn't graduate from college or they didn't even go, right? So for me, it's like the peer pressure was like, hey man, you don't need to go to school. You can just go get some money, something like that, right? it's real it's real toxic. It's real poisoning to the mind because you're like, I don't have any money, so I gotta sit here and like eat. I gotta work. I gotta do all this stuff just to accomplish my goal. But look at them; they're getting their instant gratification. But then, but their thoughts seep into your head, which is very, very dangerous, right?
Yeah.
So once you overcome that self doubt, at that point it's just like creating a routine. It's creating a like, hey, I don't want to be like that. Hey, I want to be better. Do all this stuff than the people around me. So like for me personally, when I was in school, I saw a lot of kids who parents had money, and I would go to school with them, and I'm like, yo, this guy, there's no way this guy is as intelligent as I am. He doesn't know as much as I do about this subject or this topic, right? So I'm like, okay, then for me it's no excuse because like if this person who I, like you said, who I deem not my equal or beneath me like academically or intellectually is able to go to school and they're making it, then there's no excuse for me, right? For me, my only excuse was there was no money, no food. So then what did I do? Just student security my first few years. Student security, work at night, go to class in the morning, take a nap in the afternoon, and that's what it was. And then I delivered sandwiches. I worked at Amazon, did what I had to do to graduate from school. Like even though I even took like a year or two off, to like save up some money while I was working at Amazon to be able to finish school. I did.
You guys just froze. Oh, there you go.
I like clawed my way up, working jobs I didn't want to work, jobs that I thought were beneath me, just to accomplish my goal. Like, for me, it's like, I didn't care what I had to do. I didn't care if I had to deliver sandwiches. I didn't care if I had to fucking listen to people bitch and moan at Amazon in the call center. Like, bro, you best believe, like, for instance, when I was working at Jimmy John's delivering those sandwiches.
Hold on for a second, Say, because you starting to ramble. So what's your perspective on all of this, Chad?
Can you restate the question one more time?
So what are some of the things that you think are in the way of people accomplishing their goals? So for a lot of people, one of them would be what Saber pointed out, which is self-doubt. And my response to that was that for self-doubt, it's easy to overcome. The easiest way to overcome it is to look at an example of someone that you don't consider to be your better accomplishing the task that you're trying to accomplish.
One thing I would just say is I don't think a lot of people have goals. I think that's the first step is to have a goal, know what a real goal is, so you can actually like backtrack what you want your goal is. In education, there's something known as backwards planning, right? Yeah. So having the end goal in mind and like lining up ways backwards to like step one. I don't think a lot of people know what the hell they want, right? In the first place. I think that's the biggest thing. I think the education system might have a lot to do with it. Honestly, there's a lot of times parents have something to do with that, where people have a goal and parents are like, nah, not realistic. Don't do that. Don't try to do that. Instead of figuring out a way to help them attain that goal or make that goal a reality. I think that can stifle a lot of people's actual like real goals and people just settle a lot.
I'd say that a lot of people have goals, right? Mm-hmm. I'd say that it would be more accurate to say that a lot of people don't have a clear method or a clear path to accomplishing their goals.
So would you say that they don't have like they have dreams and goals, like you said, right? But they don't have a plan. They don't know, or they don't know how to plan it out. They don't know how to create the plan.
They don't have a plan, and they don't have a good idea of how to plan out their goals. Exactly. So I'd say that's like one of the major things that stands in the way of people accomplishing their goals. For instance, right? I run into a lot of guys that tell me, "Oh, I'm trying to get my CDL. Oh, I'm trying to go to school for this. I'm trying to go to school for that." Right? They don't even know where to start at on going to school, right? And they give up before they ever even hit that first benchmark of figuring out how to go to school. They don't even that is difficult for them, so they never do anything else.
Actually, that's true. That's very true.
What's your perspective on this, Chad? Because you deal with youngsters.
I see that's true. That might be true for like the older populace, but the main thing I see when you ask a kid who's like 14, 15, who should actually kind of already be starting to think about what they're good at, what they might want to do when they grow up. A lot of them are still in that stage of I don't know, or like they make the extreme, like, oh, I want to be a basketball player, I want to do this thing, and they haven't actually thought about any real goals that they could have. I'd say you're going to get that, what you guys are talking about, when somebody has grown up, not knowing what they want to do, not knowing how to get there. So you're getting the tail end of somebody not being prepared for life, is what I'd say.
Actually, I agree with that.
All right,
I agree with that.
so what are the main problems that you see in the youngsters?
So,
I'll let
like I
Brad-
said,
I'll let Brad first.
again, like it's not having a clear-sighted goal. One of that could be based on like where somebody might live. They might even know what potential goals there are, or there could be, right? So you grew up in a place where forget just doctors and lawyers. You don't know any business people. You don't know any people who like have any ownership of anything. You don't have any real clear-cut examples of your day-to-day reality of things that you can achieve. You're probably more likely going to like think of like, well, what's viable in my neighborhood? What can I do? And a lot of people don't know what's outside of their neighborhood, or that they can do those things outside of it.
So
That's
even that on what you're saying with that, right? I'd say that kind of goes back to what I was saying initially, right? I wouldn't consider that someone not having goals. I'd look at that more as someone not understanding what's underpinning their what goals should underpin their main goal, right? So when I was growing up in Baton Rouge, right, I was a victim of pretty much what you just described, right? I didn't have examples of a lot of different accomplishments, right, by people that were in my community or people where I could see it, right, being done. But that didn't stop me from having a goal, right? I had a goal. One of my goals was make some money, right? I just didn't have the proper sub goals up under that in order to facilitate me doing
I
that.
would say, if I would say making money isn't a goal, right?
Yes, it's something that you want to do. Goals can be revolving or they can be static. It's just not a static goal.
I disagree with that being a goal because like there are so many ways to make money. You're not going to be able to like there are so many ways to decide on how to make money. You need to, like when I think of goal, I think of what is going to satisfy you. And yeah, money can be very satisfying, but what are you going to do to make money to satisfy you?
And that would be a sub goal underpinning the main goal of making money, right? Because a goal doesn't have to be hyper specific. You and I get into it a lot about hyper specificity on my part, right? And now you're the one that's drilling down and saying, hey, it needs to be hyper specific in order to be a goal.
Well, so
I disagree.
That's to me like you just saying like, hey man, I want to succeed. Well, what the hell does that mean, right? You can succeed in a multitude of ways.
Exactly.
Right. So that would be like a teacher. Like, what is your goal what is teacher? What do you want your students to be able to do? I want them to be able to pass. What type of goal is that really?
But a goal that isn't properly defined, right, and underpinned by lesser goals, right, or benchmarks, right, doesn't mean that it's not a goal. It just means that it's not underpinned in a way that you would like it to be.
I would say if people went, my bad, go ahead, Saber. I need to eat this chicken anyway.
I would say that at that point, that's just a dream or a wish. Okay. I mean, you might disagree with this, but at that point, for me, it's a dream or a wish. Because like from the time I was a kid, I knew I wanted to travel overseas. I wanted to teach. I wanted to do something, right? But when I was young, I didn't know how to do it. As I got older, I learned how to do it, and like I positioned myself in a certain way to be able to do what I wanted to do. Not everyone has that luxury. I understand that. Like I barely had that luxury growing up, where I grew up. So it's fine. But like I stayed focused, stayed disciplined, and stayed, put a bullseye on what I wanted to do or the things that I would be okay with doing if what I wanted to do didn't pan out. I think that's the problem right there.
I definitely think it's a luxury too. I'd agree with that. Like it's a privilege in this society, especially to grow up like actually having some type of like real thought out goal that you want to have. And I would say a lot of what you're seeing is people who are like, what is your goal? Get money. Well, that,
exactly.
What
Exactly.
does that mean? That means nothing.
Exactly.
Get money.
It's
Right?
it's ambiguous.
It's ambiguous. Yeah,
yeah.
ambiguous.
It's ambiguous, but it's still a goal nevertheless.
I think if you were to go by that, then that's the reason that people, when you get these people, that's because their goal was get money, and they have no idea what get money means, and there's no road to getting money, right? So people need to have, if you want to call it a subset or whatever the hell you want to call it, they need that subset of goal.
Yes.
Because when they get to you, it's going to be like, well, I just know I want to make money. Well, duh, you got to live. So how do you want to make money in a way that's not just making money, but that's also satisfying you as a human being? What are you good at? What do you like to do? Right?
I agree with you, right? And for what you're saying, right? That's where you and I and anyone else that would consider themselves a part of my retinue come in, right? For the people that are joining this community, right? Where we come in is, hey, get with us. We'll help you decipher all of this, right? Because some of this stuff can be very complicated, right? So to a young person out there, Saber, I'm gonna need you to stop yapping, bro. A young person out there, it could come off, you know, like it's very a very daunting task just to get money, right? That's the biggest goal in the world. That's all I care about. I don't know anything else aside from I want to be wealthy, right? All right, so where we come in is we need to break it down. All right, what are you doing to generate wealth currently, right? And then, no, NP, we're not doing people over money all day, every day. But
funny.
What do you want to do in order to generate income, right? Or what are you currently doing to generate income, right? Then we start building a plan with them. But that's where we come in. That's literally what this community is about. Because a lot of people don't know how to form goals.
We talk about money a lot, and that's fine. But I also think purpose is real.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think not like when you talk to a person about a goal, you have to talk about like what is your what do you like to do? What is your purpose? What fulfills you as a human being, right? Because at the end of the day, money isn't everything. It's a big part of life, but money isn't everything.
I agree.
And you have to have some self-satisfaction or some I don't have the word right now. Some self-fulfillment. There we go. When you're creating your goals.
Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, go ahead, Alto. My bad.
Oh, no. Go ahead, sir.
No, I was going to say, just to piggyback on what Chad was saying, it's like both of us are educators, right? So it's not like we're going to be sitting there, you know, walking around with big ass watches and shit. But like, somehow this is fulfilling for me. And I don't know about Chad, but it's fulfilling for me to be an educator. I mean, sure, I want to, you know, go to a higher level, work at universities, whatever, do research. But for me, it's fulfilling. So like, I'm not really worried about the fact that I'm not making like, you know, $1 million or something. I'm cool. But some people, they might not like that. So they got to find like their own lot in life, basically.
No, yeah. I definitely agree. Oh,
you got a super
money.
chat.
Yeah, see, hey, so MP said, I disagree, Chad. Make money is a goal. The complicated part is figuring out the path to that. Exactly. Well, that's exactly what we're talking about, MP.
I'm fine to use whatever language people. I would still not classify it as a goal because I still think it's too vague to be a goal, right?
But
I guess if you want to put it, it's very reductionist. I think I'm using that word right. It's very reductionist.
I believe you got that one wrong.
Oh, okay. I might be using the word wrong.
Well, hold on. So I don't believe that obscurity is a disqualifier for something being a goal, right? So I can have the most grandiose, vague, and obscure goal ever, right? Could be shrouded in ambiguity, right? But that doesn't take away from the fact that it is something I'm trying to accomplish, right? If the end state is I have something I'm trying to accomplish, that fits the definition of a goal.
Well, here's why making money can't be the goal, because making money isn't. If we're talking about a goal, we're not just talking about money. Like from what I've come to understand, you know, like when I say like it's not just making money, you're like, yeah, I agree, self-fulfillment. So money can't be the goal, right? It has to be a combination of things, right? So money can be, I don't know, it could be a part of self-fulfillment. I don't know, but when I just think money, like would you be okay with like making money in any way? Probably not, because you have ethics and morals and values, right? So that can't just be the end all be all goal. Your goal should be some type of
And that's
way
where we
of
come in.
doing things with happy.
And
Like I
that's
don't know.
where
it's-
and that's where we come in as a community, right? Is explaining exactly what you're explaining to me, explaining that to those that might have that as a goal. But let's walk that path of purpose that you were just talking about, because I've spoke to a great deal of people about that, and it's always like this thing that seems very complicated for them to figure out. I'd say that the easiest way to go about figuring out your purpose is to make a list of the three most important things in life to you, right? And then ask yourself why. Why is this like extremely important to me? Why is this one of those super important things to me, right? And then when you get to the point that you can no longer ask yourself why, and those things start to correlate with each other, that's when you actually are getting close to what your purpose is.
I wouldn't be able to give somebody a guide to like finding their purpose. That's some real guru type stuff right there.
Hey man, that's what I'm here for.
Like I think that's much harder to do than giving people like helping people find their goals. Like finding a purpose is such a big thing.
It
like,
is.
What makes you tick in life? What like a lot of that comes with unpacking certain traumas you might have too, right?
Exactly.
So I think that's a large thing. I don't.
Well, that's where
That's
the following
such a larger thing, right?
That's where the following the why comes from, right? So the best thing you can do is simplify things, right? The more you can simplify things, the easier it is to break it down and actually do it. So in our case, right, the simplification with goal accomplishment, that occurs with us looking at something and saying, all right, why is this what it is, right? So, all right, if I said the three most important things to me in this world are family, right? It's black success, and it's American success, right? If I listed that off as the three most important things in the world to me, right? All right. From that, I need to ask myself why. All right, so why do I care about this, right? Why do I care about black people, right? Or they're doing well in America, right? And what I quickly realized when I went down these rabbit holes is all three of these things correlate, right? So what it is that I want anyone that's around me or anyone that I consider part of the us, right? Part of my us, I want them to do well, right? So my purpose in life, right, is to help others be able to do well. I want to help others be able to accomplish their goals. And in doing so, I will be accomplishing my goals and fulfilling my purpose.
Well, I guess that's
others accomplish their
I guess
their
that's
goals.
true. Like one big part of thing I really think is really smart to do with younger people is like this. I guess it's another way to put it is like I put what are you good at, right? What are these things that you're good at? Oh, I'm very good at drawing. Oh, do you like drawing? Yes. Why do you like drawing? I think a lot of those questions along those lines can be very, very helpful. They can uncover purpose too. I just think the purpose thing is just a thing as human beings we're constantly figuring out too. But I'd agree with a large portion of what you just said.
Thank you, man.
Saber, you're on mute.
Yeah,
or
I
is
don't
China
think he knows what. Hold on.
Is that China blocking you, bro? Hold on, let me help you out. I can help you out, girl.
Yeah, man.
Hold on.
Please unmute him if he is server muted.
I have unmuted you. I just defeated China.
No, if you hop into the live stream at the beginning, you'll get suppressed automatically.
Yeah, man.
That's China, bro.
It does that intentionally. That's how I set it up to be.
Yeah. No, I know. I wasn't saying anything bad about it.
Hey, so NP, you're a moderator. Soul, you're a moderator.
I'm just trusted. So
Smash, I just made you a moderator on YouTube for me.
Oh man, it's over, bro. Smash
And
is
Joe
a moderator
to go.
now.
Joe to go, you're a moderator.
Smash is a moderator, bro. It's over, bro. He's gonna delete the whole community.
Well, can I say something real quick? Like,
Yeah.
okay, so like you might disagree with this, and that's fine. But I feel like the purpose and like what you want to do in life, your goals, whatever, are the most important thing. Your purpose, what you want to do, where you see yourself in like 30 years. Okay, whatever. I feel like money will come naturally along with that if you pick the right purpose or the right goal, right? That's why I think like the difference between like what you're saying and what Chad is saying is like why Chad's saying like you can't put money as like a goal. It's because like it's a byproduct of something, right? Like if I become a Wall Street banker, then money's going to come along with that naturally. If I become like LeBron, if I become like an NBA player and I'm good at what I do, money's going to come along with that naturally, right? So it's kind of like one of the perks of fulfilling your goals or fulfilling your purpose if you pick the right purpose or you pick the right goal. That's why I think it's slightly different, and that could be like the academic in me coming out though. So
Feel where that comes from a lot, and I feel where that comes from a lot, right? Because when you ask me what your goal is, like I'm not asking you, do you want to make money? Like obviously everybody like kind of wants money. That's a given. We live in a capitalistic society. What I'm asking is what drives you, right? When somebody asks you what's your goal, is like, what are you passionate about? What drives you as a human being? What makes you want to do things? What's that old question? If you had $1 million, what would you do? That question isn't to figure out like what would you do with $1 million? It's what would you do if money wasn't no object, right?
yeah,
Which I think a goal should be born out of. But at the same time, we do live in a society where, let's say, if you wanted, like, man, I want to be a social worker. Good luck living, right? Which is weird, but
yeah, that's strange to me to be honest, because like you would think people who are helping people and who are solving most of the ills in the country would be making a lot more money, but they don't, which is quite unfortunate. To be
which is a
honest.
conundrum, right? Because if you have
Yeah,
people, especially coming from like black communities or less fortunate communities, what's on their mind is the thing that's going to help them, which is money, right? They're not
yeah,
necessarily thinking about long-term happiness, which I think should be the end-all, be-all. What is going to make you happy long-term? And honestly, if you're in that situation, the answer is duh, money, right? That would make my life much more comfortable. But with that being so vague, and people don't not honestly understand how vague that is, they don't really understand what a true goal is. And I guess that's what I've been trying to say.
yeah. Because if you think about it, like any job you do, you'll get money, right? Like any job you do, even if it's like black market, illegal, you become a soldier, you become a teacher, whatever, you're going to get money. Like there's not going to be there's not really,
Not any job that you do, right? So,
okay, okay,
that's
okay,
not
okay,
accurate. So some
okay,
jobs don't pay very well, right? And at the end of the day, right? It isn't. We're drilling into getting money, right? There are
yeah,
many goals out there, right? Someone might have a goal of, I don't want to be a fat slob anymore, right? I want to be in
yeah,
shape, whatever it is, right? It could
okay,
be I have a goal of I want to fix my car, whatever it is, right? At the
hmm
end of the day, there are certain steps, certain smaller goals that are going to underpin that main goal of whatever it is, right? That main overarching goal that you have. And those need to be properly identified and properly broken down, right?
okay.
That's the very first step to
Okay,
accomplishing any goal.
let me take my teacher hat off real quick. So you're like, all right, so we're also talking about like if somebody had a goal of losing weight, what's stopping them from losing weight, right?
Exactly. So it could be
Okay.
eating habits, it could be exercise habits, it could be a combination of both of those things, right? And it could be something, an actual health issue that's
Oh, bro,
making that the way it is.
that's a super easy answer, bro, because it's hard. It's hard to create a habit.
Yeah,
It's hard to motivate yourself sometimes.
Well,
Discipline is hard work.
oversimplification through explanation is something that can detract from someone accomplishing their goals. So the way that you just whittled it down and said, "Oh, it's simple," right? That right there, in and of itself, can prevent someone from accomplishing a goal. I had someone today or yesterday. You know, I'm bad with time or whatever, head injuries and all, right? But I had someone yesterday tell me, "Hey, you're stupid if you can't figure out how to handle your ADD or ADHD, right? He told this to a guy in a someone let Benjamin Nickel know the topic. He told this guy, you're stupid if you can't figure out how to handle your ADD or ADHD, right? My response to that is, right, what's simple to you might not be simple to the next person. Right? So whenever you say things like like something is simple, right, you just made it that much more complicated to the person that's trying to accomplish the task.
You can have a simple, like, it can be simple yet complicated, right? So what stops people from doing their goals? Like, it's a hard task to do. It's a daunting task for most human beings to do, right? Because typically, let's say we're going the whole losing weight thing. Losing weight involves changing your diet. Like, that's just inevitable. Changing your diet, hitting the gym a couple of times, like maybe some other things. I'm not a person who knows how to teach people how to lose weight, but it involves changing a lifestyle. And I know a lifestyle change for most people is just difficult. It can be ostracizing people, but that's just a fact of reality.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I was kind of done.
Okay, I'll say this, right? I mean, this is kind of different. I can come from it from the point of view of like learning languages, right? Learning languages is fucking daunting as hell. It's fucking difficult.
Yeah.
And so,
what makes it difficult though?
What makes it difficult is because it's unknown. At the beginning, it's completely unknown. And like we have a fear of the unknown as human beings. Like that's one of the reasons why we fight with each other. It's not because we hate the other person, it's because we don't know the person, right? So like you get into argument, you might get into some whatever because you don't know what he likes, you don't know how he thinks. And so then like that breeds like some kind of like okay, I'm going to be a little standoffish but I'm going to be careful and cognizant of like what this person might do, right? But when you're in your family, you don't feel that way. When you're with your woman or whatever, you don't feel that way, right? Your friends, you don't feel that way. But when it's with strangers or people, something you don't know, you feel that way. So like when you're learning a language, it's the same thing. You gotta learn new culture. You gotta understand people. You gotta look at people differently. You gotta look at the history behind like where they came up with the different things, and like it forces you to like re-examine like how you feel about certain things, right?
Perfect.
And,
yeah.
it's fucking scary.
Look. This is the point of contention that I have, right?
Mm-hmm.
If your initial premise is gonna be, hey, it's hard, right, or it's difficult, that's a problem. Hey,
no,
man,
okay,
hold on one second. Hey, everyone, if you want to join the live stream, jump and join the panel. Click the link that I got posted and come to the Discord, and you can join the panel from there.
Okay. Have you ever heard of the Scottsdale paradox?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
I get that. Go ahead, sir.
Stockdale paradox. Negative. So the Stockdale paradox is the fact that you have to have like unwavering faith amidst an extremely difficult task and acknowledge the reality that you're in, right? So it's from this guy who was captured and tortured for 7 years, right? And he just had the faith that he was going to make it. And I'm simplifying, but he had extreme faith that he was going to make it, and he kept that faith while recognizing, like, yo, I'm trapped in this situation. This is where I am. This is what is happening right now. Now, one of the things he says, right, is a lot of the people who didn't make it out were optimists. These people who would try to like do these things. Well, I bet we'll be out by October, or I bet we'll be out of this thing by Halloween, and then Halloween comes and nothing happens, or I bet we'll be done by Easter or something, and that never comes. And that's the more defeating thing than like acknowledging what situation you're in, like really, really examining it, picking up the dirt and understanding what situation you're in if you want to accomplish a goal, and having faith that you're going to make it through it. Now, it might be put offish. That's fine. And I expect that to come with human life. Human life is all about consistent, scary change. But I think that's what it takes to accomplish goal.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm saying, right, is that if the starting premise, the foundational premise of why you can't accomplish a goal, right, or what's making this challenging is just that it's difficult or it's hard, right? That's a limiter. That's a limiting factor, right? Because a lot of people out there, how many people out there actually want to do something that's difficult or hard?
But
Not
that's
too
real.
many.
But that's real though, right?
No,
That's
no,
why we
no,
don't have a lot
no,
of people
no,
doing
no,
it.
no, no, no. Listen at me. I get that it's real, right? I get that things are difficult or hard. I'm not dumb. I get that, right? What I'm telling you is, right, the better starting thing, right, is to say, all right, maybe I'm looking at a hard task, maybe I'm looking at an easy task, right? What I do know I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break this down into smaller, more easily accomplishable tasks and goals, right? And that's how I'm gonna accomplish this major goal, right? How do you eat a dinosaur?
But to my understanding, that wasn't the question. The question was, why don't people accomplish their goals?
Yes,
Because
what's standing in the way? And
It
saying,
is just a hard thing to do.
yeah, but saying that that's what's standing in the way of accomplishing a goal is the very logic that will prevent someone from accomplishing a goal. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
People don't typically have growth mindsets, right? A lot of people have a very fixed mindset.
And we're trying to prevent that.
So yeah, I'd agree you want to prevent it, but when you present it with the question, what prevents people from doing things? Things are hard because people have a fixed mindset. Now, what you're talking about is like, how do we change a fixed mindset? I'd agree, yeah.
No. What I'm talking about is exactly what you just said, right? The way that you verbalized it, right? So things are hard because people have a fixed mindset, as opposed to just saying that things are hard. Right, like as opposed to just saying because it's difficult. That's a bad answer. But things are hard to accomplish because people have a fixed mindset. The wording on that is much more powerful.
I don't really care about the power of that. Like it's the same
I do though.
It's the same answer, right?
It's not.
It's hard. So at the end, it's a hard thing to do. Why is it a hard thing to do? Because of a fixed mindset.
The why is always the most important thing, right? When you're explaining how to accomplish a task, how to accomplish a goal, right? Why something is the way that it is, the most important part of that is the why, right? But why can I get people to follow me? I get people to follow me because I can start with the why, right? This is why you should follow me. This is why you should be doing this task. This is why you should listen to me. The why is the most important part in any conversation. The why.
I don't understand. This is a trite argument, right? Because at the end of the day, right, it's just working its way backwards. So why can't people do it? Oh, it's hard, right? That is a why. This is why. It might put people off, but it is a why answer. It's difficult. Now you just go under that. Why is it difficult? It's difficult because people have fixed mindsets. Why do people have fixed mindsets?
Let me fix Soul. Soul's trying to get in. Let me fix Soul right quick. He said he can't talk. Why can't Soul talk? Isn't he a moderator?
I can do it for you. I got it. He might not know how to do it. Soul, you're good.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I rebuttal Chad real quick?
Wait, hold on. Let Soul get in, then you rebuttal.
All right, go ahead.
I think I kind of agree with Chad. I kind of lean with Chad with multiple points. Like with the whole saying like oh, you want to earn money in it. That's a goal, isn't it? Well, working a 9 to 5 earns you money. Is your goal satisfied then? No. Okay, so then obviously you have a certain amount of money, a certain target. That's your goal. Simply earning money isn't the goal. The target is actually your goal. You know what I mean? The certain amount of material wealth or whatever, that's your goal, not just simply earning money. That's why I agree with Chad with the whole point of earning money isn't exactly the goal. You know? But then, go ahead.
I see what you're saying, right? It's still a goal, right? Because it's something that you want to accomplish. All right, so look, let's do this right quick. Let's look up. Hold on, 1 second.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you guys see the live stream from where you're at?
Yeah.
Are you looking at the live stream as well?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna come back to Bragg super chat in like 1 moment. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm still new to this, not true to this, so it's taking me a little bit.
I'll help you out next time.
All right, I have window.
I mean, we can just read it too. If you can just read it out loud. If you just go to like goal
Yeah, no, I
definition,
just got it, man.
Okay.
All right, so goal. An object of the object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim or desired result, right? So making money fits that. Making money fits that.
But what is the example they give under that?
What do you mean? Going to law school has become the most important goal in his life.
So while that is the definition, most people would not equivocate a vague goal like making money to be a goal.
But it's a vague goal. That doesn't make it any less of a goal. It's just vague.
Right. So like we'd be arguing over something trite. When people say goals and when people say I'm not accomplishing goals, these are meaningful things. It's not. I guess money can be meaningful or whatever.
Hold on. I'm not sure if people can hear you. Give me 1 second.
I know.
All right, now I think people can hear you.
Okay, so like with the example it gives underneath it, it doesn't just say, well, somebody's goal was to be happy. Like, why doesn't it do that? We don't typically, as a society, look at goals that way, right? We look at goals as more like when it says an ambitious thing, like, or a self-fulfilling thing. So when you say goals, like that's what like typically comes to the mind of I would think the average person.
Oh, give me 1 second. So got a super chat. Bragg, thank you. Black Skate Queen, thank you. Black Skate Queen says, my personal mindset is to not use words with a negative connotation towards my goals. I don't say things are hard or difficult. I say it's a challenge and an area I'm building competency in. I agree, Brad. A lot of what we say can affect the way that we look at things, right? So whenever you say something a certain way, that ultimately can have an impact on how you look at something. So
I agree.
Important.
Like our connotations can have like an ability to affect how we do things, and that's fine. And I would be the first to acknowledge that. However, if you're going to say why is something, why. So if somebody was like playing a video game, right? And that video game was like extremely difficult. And they were like, man, I can't win. Why can't I win? I look at this on hard mode. I went like, well, the difficulty settings, when you go in and you click the select thing, you click the one at the top. I was like, oh, dude, you clicked hard mode. Right? Like, and I get like there are other nuances and I get that connotations can affect the way we do things. But when we ask like a simple question like that, I think a simple answer can suffice. And you can dig into the details later.
Well,
Altu, can I say something?
1 second. Let me push back. Then you go, Saber.
Okay.
The only issue with that, Chad, is the purpose of this whole YouTube channel and this whole community is to help other people accomplish their goals, right? So when giving answers, you need to keep that in mind, right? So the person that's listening to you might receive, right, even though what you're saying is more than just, hey, things are difficult and that's it, right? Even though you're saying more than that, what someone on the other end or the receiving end of what you're saying might hear is things are difficult, and they might not listen after that. So it's important to also add the why when you're giving explanations, specifically in this community. It's important to add the why.
All right, so that's why when I said like learning languages is difficult, and I said why, because it's scary, because it's unknown, right? But there's one of my favorite, people of all time, Miyamoto Musashi. He has a famous saying: "Everything is difficult at first, right?" So, like, walking as a baby is difficult at first. Then you learn how to walk, and you can walk. So, like, he's basically telling you, like, it might seem difficult at the beginning, but if you do your due diligence, you work towards what you're trying to accomplish, then you should be able to accomplish it. Unless you're saying like, "Yo, I want to be able to fly without an airplane or something." Then,
so I'm gonna be honest with you, Saber.
Yeah.
I mean that is a good proverb, right? But one of the other things that'll get in people's way is naturals, right? Naturals are actually an obstacle. right? Because this guy is so naturally gifted at doing whatever this thing is, right? I look at it and I say, well, if I can't do it as easily as that guy was able to do it, I probably shouldn't be doing this, right? It's just not for me, and people give up based off of that, not understanding the role that plays. The reason why that's important, right, is with the exception of one thing. I've quit everything that I wasn't immediately at least halfway decent at. Anything that I wasn't immediately like, all right, I can do this, I quit. Because most things came easy to me. So when something didn't, it's like, all right, there's 10 million other things I can do that I didn't have to work this hard at in order to do. I'm going to do those things, right? The only thing I've ever worked at in my life to be able to do is to fly a plane. That was challenging. Everything else has been easy.
Okay, can I ask you a question though?
Hold on 1 second, Saber. Would you say you avoided the hard things?
I wouldn't say that I avoided the hard things, right? Because I didn't say that things weren't difficult, right? But if it was difficult for me to learn, why would I do that? When most things haven't been difficult for me to learn. That's the key. And what I'm saying is that most things have been easy for me to learn, easy for me to do, right? If something is super complicated or super difficult, not super complicated, but if something is super difficult for me to be able to do, I typically won't do that thing, right? Because I can name things that a lot of people would consider to be complicated or difficult or any number of things, right, that I've been able to do in little time with relative ease, right? That's not to toot my own horn. That's to say that I've seen other people come along and say, well, you were able to do this easy. I should be able to do it that easy. Nah, man, it's different strokes for different folks. And I think that stands in some people's way of accomplishing things, right? Because I'll look at this other guy, right? Because it almost happened to me when I was trying to fly. I looked at this other guy. This kid showed up and was immediately just good at flying. I'm like, damn, this is a whole lot more complicated for me than it was for him. And this guy isn't the brightest motherfucker in the world. So why is this so difficult for me? Right? So what I had to do was step back and say, all right, it's difficult for me, but this is still something I want to do. I'm going to drive forward with it. That was my only point to that. But what were you about to say, Chad?
Oh, nothing.
No.
Kind of.
Well,
can you unmute Mad Lad?
Yeah, I got you.
Yo, I was going to say something. What you said was like about talent and things like that, right? Yeah, that makes that. Yeah, talent is a part of life. You know, some people are more talented than others, right? But like, there's tons of people who, like, somehow get into the NBA and be like, yo, this guy's a fucking scrub. Like, because, like, he's not Michael Jordan, he's not LeBron James, but, like, hey, he worked hard and he at least is on the end of the bench, you know what I mean? And he's still better than most people who play ball, but he'll never be LeBron James or Michael Jordan, and he's cool with that because he understands, like, his lot in life. Where it's like, hey, man, I'm at the top of the pyramid. Sure, I won't be at the very, very top, and but like what you need to know is, like everyone knows, there's levels to everything, right? There's levels to everything. Like, that's all, you know.
What you got to say on this soul and Mad Lad?
And so far as what's stopping people from accomplishing their goals,
yes,
so forth. It really depends because it's not an easy thing to pinpoint. I would say in general, what determines a person from accomplishing their goal or at least wanting to like start a goal is really mood more than anything. Most people could have everything to accomplish a goal, but it's just that lack of motivation that pretty much kills them. Or even in some cases, you'll have like the wrong circle don't motivate you, that simply pulled you down, as it were. Like, you could have people that have all the talent, all the capabilities, but because they have that one person that says, I don't think you can do it. It's too hard for you. Like that chick over there, unattainable. That kind of person can kill you completely insofar as what you want out of life. That sort of thing. And oftentimes, it's not even a problem of how hard it is. it's an issue of how long does it take, you know, like how long does it take for you to accomplish that goal? That's what I gotta say.
I agree with that, Mad Lad, because some people, they want their instant gratification, right? They don't want to sit there and have to work towards something year after year after year and suffer, you know, what they consider suffer until they accomplish the goal, right? They want that shit here and now, right? Somebody like me, it's like I'm willing to do it, but not everyone's me. Like somebody like How To was probably be willing to do it. Chad was probably willing to like, yo, I'm going to fucking get all this education done. I'm going to do this to get to at least where I want to go at a starting point, and then like I'll go from there. Most people can't do that. Like that's fine. That's not everyone is the same. What all I'm saying is like you can't use the excuse that something's difficult as a reason why you don't at least attempt to do something, right?
But
because
a lot of people do.
But
a lot
everything
of people
is difficult. I know, but everything is difficult. Like
easy to
you think
That's
LeBron
the
James
problem.
was LeBron James when he was first picking up the basketball? He was probably sitting there struggling to fucking dribble the thing. You think Kyrie Irving was sitting there having the handles that he had at the beginning? Absolutely not.
But nobody
that's how things work.
sees LeBron James like in the gym though. They see
Exactly.
LeBron,
No one
they see
sees the
LeBron
struggle.
James,
That's
like
the problem.
Yeah.
splitting the defense and dunking on folks, right? That's what they see.
Yeah.
That's the problem, though.
Exactly.
I think that's
People only see the end result. They don't see the struggle. So
Exactly.
it's same like when people look at social media, they see people's like best pics on like Facebook or Instagram or whatever. All they're seeing is the ideal. They're not seeing what it took to get to that ideal. So if people can't get it instantly like this, then they're like, oh, this is too hard. I give up, because giving up is easy. It's easy to give up.
Yeah,
it takes no effort.
I bet all of us right now know at least 10 people who wanted to be a rapper or tried to be a rapper, right? And then like they try, they're like, oh snap, this is actually hard work. Screw this.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
Like, oh man, I'm not doing that. You mean I have to be in the studio and write like daily? Ugh, get out of here, bro.
Hey, Chad.
Every day,
Chad,
8 hours.
That's actually something that I want to do, bro. I want to find someone who has that as their goal, and I want to help them actually accomplish that goal of becoming successful rapper.
To some extent, I agree with Mad Lad, but I would still classify that as a hard thing to do, because I think motivating yourself is hard. I think finding good friend groups are sometimes a hard thing to do. Some people luck into it. But I think it's like if a person wanted to lose weight, right? A person doesn't necessarily need a lot to lose weight, right?
No.
You don't necessarily need to do a lot. Well, what you have to do is change your mindset. You have to change your motivational things and like get yourself motivated to do it, right? But that's so like if you grew up eating like wings like every single day and that's your routine, it's hard to motivate yourself. It's hard to change your routine.
Well, Chad. So what I think on kind of what you're saying right now is a lot of people, right? They create very frivolous goals. No, chill. They create very I don't want to say frivolous, right? But they'll create goals on a whim. And that in and of itself will prevent you from accomplishing a goal, right? So if you just had the passing thought of, hey, I want to lose weight, and you're like, all right, I want to lose weight, right? But you didn't actually really steel your resolve with that, right? Then you're not going to accomplish that goal. You need to have resolve.
I don't think everybody who does that is like a flailing thing, right? There are literal people who are like, man, I really got to lose this weight. I really got to lose this weight. And they stick with it for a couple of months. And then you might call it waning resolve, or like it might be lack of motivation, or just maybe lack of follow through. But for some reason, people fall off a slope and they go back to what they know, right? Habits are just so tough to change. And it takes a great deal of like what you would call resolve.
Yeah, I mean, I would even say, when does habit become like even an addiction? You know, because it becomes so ingrained. Because it becomes so ingrained in you. You're so used to doing it.
That's dangerous.
Well, I believe that habits could actually be defined as a mental addiction, right? So I was breaking this down to someone before, right? There was like they asked me a small question. They said, "Do I need to go to the gym today?" I was like, "Well, do you normally go to the gym today?" They said, "No." I said, "What's your reason for going to the gym?" He said, "I want to get in shape." I said, "All right, you want to get in shape, right? So what you need is the gym to become an addiction to you. You need to become addicted to going to the gym. If nothing more, right? With the moderation of I'm gonna go to the gym every day at this time, right? And maybe you don't go multiple times a day and you're not addicted to the point that you have to go every hour of every day, right? But you need it to at least become a small addiction to you.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that on some level.
We got a super chat.
Okay.
Black Skate Queen says, you have to find your central driving why, whether it's fear or faith-based. My biggest why in life has been to never be in poverty again or leave my life outcomes to the whims of others. I agree. That's pretty major.
Yeah.
What were you about to say, Chad?
To stick to the whole like gym thing, right? I usually go to the gym like 5 times a week. I haven't been to the gym since freaking Saturday. Do you know why?
Why?
I lost my wireless headphones. And because I lost my wireless headphones, I don't have my music and I just feel so unmotivated to go to the gym. I'm like, I gotta bring these wired headphones. That sounds so annoying to do. Right? Now, I'm gonna eventually get past that, right? But to stick to but the gym is a habit that I created over at least 3 years, right? So it's a habit when I have this small little setback, and it's a stupid setback, right? But it's a small stupid setback, but I know eventually I'll pick this back up. So imagine somebody who doesn't have the gym habit like I have, and okay, it's time to start changing your diet. And then they come across a little small setback, right? And instead of having that dedication that you just talked to, I guess you might call it that, what did you just call it, how to? That addiction? Because I have an addiction to go to the gym. Once I start to see things fall off to the slightest, I'm back in there, right? But a lot of people don't have that built up, and that slightest thing, just like how I stopped going to the gym for a week just because I lost my wireless headphones, that can backslide into I've just gone back to my normal eating routine.
It can
get back up.
Give me 1 second, Saber, then you get in.
Okay.
It can backslide, right? But that's why your resolve is so important, right? So on top of that addiction, you need to have the resolve. If you don't have the resolve, right, then when something messes up what your normal pattern is, right, or your normal scheduled routine, the resolve isn't there to carry the weight, and the resolve needs to be there to carry the weight, right? Whenever your addiction fails you, which really sounds crazy.
So I was going to piggyback off of what you're talking about, how to, because this might be anecdotal, but I can just talk about for me, for instance, right? I made it almost to Team USA, almost made it to the World Kendo Championships and whatever else, right? Didn't have money, didn't have a sponsor, didn't have anything. Most of the time I was practicing by myself. Why? Because I would sit there, practice with my teacher, listen to him talk to me after we finished practice. I would go home, I would record the practice, of course. I would go home, sit there and look at where I fucked up, look at higher level people and see what they were doing. Hours and hours and hours, I was just sitting there sipping beer or whatever, looking at what they're doing. Wake up early in the morning, sit there and do my fucking practice swings, go run, sit there and then practice by myself, and then shadow box, basically against the higher level guys. Then I would go to tournaments, get my medals, and then I would wrist watch and repeat over and over and over because I was by myself most of the time. And so my teacher's like, "Yo, what's your problem?" I was like, "I'm doing what you're doing." And he's like, "What do you?" Because my teacher's like, "Well, I'd sit there and do 4,000 or 5,000 practice swings a day." Right? He's doing all those practice swings. He's practicing during his lunch. He's watching videos and doing all this shit. And it's his wife is like, between this time and this time, it's not even worth bothering because I won't get any answer. Right? So then I became that same kind of addict where if I'm doing kendo or judo or something, I'm doing that shit for hours. I'm practicing. I'm visualizing. I'm doing whatever, shadow whatevering. I'm doing all that shit, And so my whole university time, I wasn't really popular with girls because like I wasn't interested. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get to Team USA, man. Fuck this other nonsense. I'm trying to get to Team USA. And so like it became an addiction. And they were like, yo, are you okay, man? Like, I see you all the time fucking doing this, that, this. And like, you know, it kind of fucking messed with my social circle, right? If you weren't into martial arts or something when I was in school, when I was a university student, I wasn't even interested in talking to you, man. Get the fuck out of here. You weren't in the rugby club, you weren't doing kendo, you weren't doing judo. Get the fuck out of here. Not worth talking to. Because I was so focused on that. I was so addicted to those particular things, you know.
Nah,
It was an obsession, you know. It was an obsession. I was obsessed, you know.
I definitely get what you're saying.
Yeah.
The part of what Chad was saying though, right, is he had one thing that messed up his routine and that ruined his addiction, right? Because what he was addicted to in his circumstance wasn't going to the gym and lifting weights and being in shape. What he was actually addicted to was going to the gym and lifting weights while listening to music.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
So,
So
like,
his addiction wasn't pinpointed. Your addiction needs to be pinpointed. It needs to be targeted and hyper focused, right?
Yeah.
And
Well,
on top of
I
that, you need to have a good resolve.
Because I still got these whack ass wired headphones I could go with, but it's like
but you're at home and you're at the gym.
It's honestly just the inconvenience that really messed me up.
I had a completely.
I'm more inconvenienced now. I might as well not do it.
I had a completely different assumption, man. I would have assumed that you stopped going to the gym for an entirely different reason.
Wait,
if I had to guess, I would have assumed something completely different than headphones.
Oh, no, it's just the headphones.
I mean, headphones.
If I had to guess, my first
man.
guess would have been, "Oh, you're a bitch ass nigga." That's why you stopped going to the gym. If I just spitballing, you know, if I had to guess, that would have been my first assumption.
Is there anybody? Never mind. I ain't even gonna do that to you, bro.
I'll tell you this.
I ain't even gonna do that
every day.
I'm a good person.
This sword right here. I swing this bitch 5,000 times every fucking day, bro. I'm that fucking addicted to this shit. The kendo and martial arts every day. Yeah, this is solid wood. It weighs around like
Boken.
Yeah, Boken. Yeah. It weighs around like a kilogram, 1.5 kilos. So like about a pound, you know, something like that.
Well, man, hey, look, man. Japanese weapons. I mean, Chinese weapons of mass destruction scare me. So I'm gonna ask you to please not show any more Chinese weapons of mass destruction.
This is a katana. It's Japanese.
Or Japanese weapons of mass destruction.
But like no, I do kendo and judo. So like, I mean,
you know what scares how to even more?
I teach it over here, man.
What scares me even more, Chad?
Confronting certain people in a barbershop.
I'm afraid Chad is no longer with us. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I have no idea, man. It's the craziest thing, man. I just out of nowhere, he just disappeared. Crazy.
So it begins.
I don't know how that happened.
I think that's how to with the Sith energy right there.
Begins,
the Sith energy right there.
The tyranny begins.
Oh man, tyranny. That's crazy, man.
What happened to I'm a conservative? I believe in free speech.
I thought tyranny was the other guy,
man. I don't know what happened.
Free speech.
Yes, man. Free speech for everyone, man. Can you unmute Saber again? Hold on, I got him. Wait, why can't?
Speech.
How do you unmute Saber?
Don't worry about it. That's my realm, bro.
Chad, would you say that the music helped you with your pain threshold when you were working out?
Kinda. So music helps me like zone out, right? It's a part of me kind of like snapping out. Like, how many miles am I running? I don't know, man. I'm listening to music. Who cares, right?
Hey,
so I don't necessarily have to think about what I'm doing. I just get to be a machine and do it. Does that make sense?
So you don't need to think about reps and stuff. You just do it. Cause okay. Yeah.
So, can you unmute Wong, please, Chad?
Hold on. I'd like this slander to go. I am totally a conservative. What is Bragg talking about?
Cap.
I'm the biggest conservative on this Discord.
Cap.
Bigger than me? Bigger
Free
than me?
speech. Free speech. Yeah.
Not saying wrong.
Free speech.
What I was gonna say before Alden spoke, unless Alden, you want to speak first? You guys want to say, man? Well, go
Funny
ahead, sir.
thing, we all have the same haircut.
Yeah, man.
Fuck out of here.
Oh my God, y'all all do have the same haircut. That's crazy.
Fuck out of here, bro. You know how fucking hot it is here, man. It's like fucking like
shit.
90+
Yeah.
degrees, 90% humidity almost every day, bro. You gotta have your hair short.
I had to do that just to make the kids happy. Like I was volunteering in an event which helps kids who survive cancer. So
Okay.
Oh,
Good
that's
on
what's
you,
up.
man.
That's respectful.
Good
That's
on you.
respectable, man.
Hey.
That's respectable.
Hey, someone post a link to Lucas live stream. He has a live stream coming up at
Bad, not conservative.
someone
What the hell?
post a link in the chat, please.
Wait, is that more slander that I'm not conservative? Like, I don't know why people are saying that. I'm the biggest free speech champion here. I just felt the tyranny of how to, and here I am championing that I be allowed to
Oh
speak.
my god, bro.
Is that a victim mindset, Chad? Is that a victim mindset right there?
Free speech. It's a free speech mindset. Free speech.
Hey,
Free
Chad's
speech, bro.
conservative. I'm a fucking progressive, right?
Free speech.
What the hell, bro?
What else? Donald Trump won. the other talking points.
They stole the election, yeah?
Yeah, they stole the election.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
Make it great again.
Okay.
Second Amendment. My Second Amendment.
Nonsense.
Pew,
Nonsense.
pew, pew, pew. Gun rights. Yeah.
Nonsense.
crazy, man.
Nonsense. Yo, I was gonna say like one last thing is like I agree, like everyone has like their own different viewpoints on this topic, and like I felt like today's stream was really good because I think for the most part we were touching on the same shit, right? Like as far as like making sure people can reach their goals and like how to get to those goals and everything else. Like everyone has their like own thought process, right? But there's an old proverb where like there's many ways to the top of the mountain, right? I mean, I'm not obviously I'm a Buddhist or whatever, so my thinking is
How is it obvious you're a Buddhist? Like, how would I pick that up?
because
There's black Buddhists.
because you've known how long have you known me, bro? How long have you known me?
Was it the katana?
No, how long have you known me? Yeah, I mean, how long have you known me, bro? Anyway, you know, like there's many ways to the top. There's a saying like there's many ways to the top of the mountain, or there's many ways to skin a cat, which is more like crass, a way of saying like there's many ways to solve a problem or get to where you're trying to get to reach enlightenment, to get where you want to go. So like what you do at the beginning, as long as it's not like black market or like fucked up, it's fine, you know, as long as you get to where you're trying to go. And I think that's the important part of this community and a part of what How To's trying to build here, where like all of us are somewhat successful and we've gotten to where we want to go, like, or we're going towards that direction. And so, you know, and all of us are doing it in different ways, right? Like I fucking left. I'm going through languages and history. Chad's going through something else. How To's going through something else. Mad Lad's going through something else. Alden's going through something else. Everyone's going through something else. But we're all like successful in our own right in some way, one way or another. We're not like, you know, Bill Gates, but like we're successful examples of like what can be if like you have goals and you try to reach them, you know. I think that's important about this community.
So look, it's all about goal accomplishment, man. To everyone listening, man, I thank y'all for being a part of this community. If you can invite others to be a part of this community, specifically people that have goals that they're trying to accomplish, or people that can help others accomplish their goals.
I have goals I'm trying to accomplish, but nobody ever listens to my goals.
I would greatly appreciate it. No, chat, we can't make you taller. I'm sorry. That's just not within our power.
I want to know how to get the right avocados at a grocery store. I keep failing.
I already told you, man. Ask
Not on no
MP.
bitches.
Ask
Not
MP.
on no bitches.
I
Not
keep
on no.
failing, bro.
Not gonna-
Grocery
It's like
shopping, bro. It's
like a
hard.
walk around.
Travel
Not
abroad.
gonna-
It's even better than.
Trying to pick
Well,
the right
guys,
avocado.
this is all for the stream. Join us in the Discord for the after party to let me know how this stream went, how we can make it better in the future, so on, so forth. I thank all of you. You're all great people, except for Chad. He's short.
don't like the idea of you
Why,
having your